Hey, good morning. It's Tom here from the Gaming Archive. Today I decided to give you a treat. We're unboxing a PS1 and we're also going to get it up and running. So I've kind of set up here a bit so make it easy, but we're going to get it up and running and we're going to play a game on it. So it's a PS1. Now remember, these things are quite old. The original PS1 came out in 1994 and this is an original one. It's not one of the newer versions, etc. So if you don't know much about the PS1, I can tell you that in the first 10 years they sold over 100 million units worldwide. So it gives you an idea how popular they were back then. So we've got one here, we've got a little pack. I was interested because it has a few games with it, and as usual, if you watch my videos you'll know that I'm a big fan of getting consoles as a bundle. In other words, getting some games with them. So this particular one, it had lots of interest, but we picked it up. On this one I didn't have to travel too far for. I just had to go across London, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I had a quick look, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So let's have a look. It's come with games. It's come with some games. You can see they're expertly wrapped. And as usual, we start with the games. So I have a quick look. Now, one of the attractions here, this is Final Fantasy. So what we're looking to do with Final Fantasy, now the Final Fantasy game usually has 3 or 4 discs, and this is Final Fantasy 8, and I'm going to show you as we go just to give you an idea. It's in really great condition. So you've actually got 2 discs, then if we switch over we have 3 and 4. So we got 4 beautiful discs here, and what we wanted to do was we wanted to do a tribute for Final Fantasy, which means putting a PlayStation package into a frame. I'll give you an example here. This is excuse me, I'm trying to shake off a bit of flu. This is Gran Turismo, for example. Absolutely gorgeous. It was the first Gran Turismo game that came out, and I think a lot of the people in the industry, they actually say it's the greatest racing game ever made. But this, I think, was about 1995, 1996 as a PlayStation 1. But it's a tribute and highly collectible and worth a little bit of money. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to do something similar for the Final Fantasy, but display it with 4. Now this one is the UK version, so it'll play on a UK PlayStation 1 console, but I think we've got other versions which came from Japan, so I'm not quite sure which is which here. So we're going to have to find out as we move through. There we go. Yeah, now let's have a look at that one. You can see the I think it's Korea rather than Japan, and basically the same game, but it's they don't play on the UK machines. They need a Japanese machine. But also when you go inside, the artwork on the actual disc is absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm looking at the condition here. These are mint, and the artwork is beautiful. So this will be highly collectible. We've got our booklet. We've got the original case. This is the 1 and 2. And if I have a little peep here, we go to 3 and 4. So we've got all the discs, and again, let me have a little look. Absolute mint. So these games haven't been played. And as I say, this one is in either Japanese or Korean, and in beautiful condition, absolutely beautiful condition. So we're going to make a lovely tribute on these, and these will sell for a considerable amount of money. because they're collectible. So incidentally, when we make the tributes, we don't just pop the CDs or pop the discs into the mount. What we do is we pop the disc into the mount, and we usually use either the sleeve cover or the CD cover, or the booklet, and that's what gets mounted into the frame. But we also keep the original case, and that gets packed into the back of the frame. So in other words, what I'm saying is that not only have you got a beautiful piece that you can actually enjoy and put it on your wall or put it on your desk and look at it and see it, but anytime you want, if you want to sell, you can sell it originally as we've made it, but you can also go back and take it all out of the frame, take the disc out, put the discs back in, put the sleeve in, and you've got the original investment. And that's what it's all about, keeping all the original bits and parts. And we don't do any damage to anything when we assemble and put into the frame. You can dismantle anytime you want. So there we go. We got 2 Final Fantasies. I love the original wrapping, don't you? Yeah. Well, there you go. I'd rather see that than new wrapping, to be honest. Okay, another Final Fantasy. Now let's see if there's any difference here. Yeah, they're all different. It's a bit mad, really. So I'm not sure why we ended up with 3, but you can see these are a bit different. But step back a bit, and then the third one again, which is definitely from Korea or Japan, different again. So we've got 3 versions. Oh, this one's very, very nice. And again, this may well have come from, well, it's in English, but inside we have sleeves. We have disc sleeves in Japanese or Korean. And again, the discs here are incredible. Love the black and white. So if you love Final Fantasy, you're going to be chasing us to buy these tributes. Let's have a look at the other 2 discs. Good lord. Absolutely gorgeous. The black and white effect is quite nice. You just see the condition. Condition here is, dare I say it, let me just check a couple of discs. Yeah, they are, well, I would say near mint. They've been handled at least, if not played. May not have been played, but they've been handled. There's a few little fingerprints on there. No scratching, but so I would say in excellent condition or near mint. So we'll have these cleaned up a little and see what they look like afterwards, but before we get them all packed away. But they're looking absolutely gorgeous. Now, I haven't played Final Fantasy for maybe 20 odd years, so I kind of completely forgotten everything about it. But anyway, let's have a look at the other few games. So we've got another 3 games or so to have a look at before we get to the console. And the console is quite interesting, and you'll see, so it's worth holding for. Again, another Gran Turismo. I love these. I love. This is PS1, so this is like, if it's 95, then we're looking at about 32 years old. It's the platinum disc, so it's not as pretty as the picture discs, with a nice bit of artwork. But nevertheless, it's a gorgeous CD. So let's have a little look at the condition. I would say very good condition. No deep scratching, no nothing, but it has been played and it has been used, which you would expect if it's 30 odd years old, or 25 years. Right, so what else have we got? 2 more discs to go. And this time, I think I might have played this one. I have actually, Eagle 1. Eagle 1 Under Fire. There we go. Gorgeous discs. That's basically a Harrier airplane, and you're being attacked by Russian MiGs. Oh, nothing new there. So the MiGs come in and you have to take off and defend your position. So yeah, it's again, the graphics are, if I remember, quite rubbish on it, but again, addictive once you start playing for a little while. So what's the name again? That's Bomber Eagle 1. Harrier Attack. Yeah, that's brilliant. So that'll be worth, that's going to cost me a few hours exploring that one. And finally, what have I got? Oh yeah, Army Men. Oh listen, Army Men I've played also, a long time ago. And I have a great memory for it. But listen, have a look. This really is going back some. I kind of do remember it. So I think what will happen is when we unpack here, and I'm going to set up, I'm going to play this one. Just because it's probably simpler than the rest, and it might be a bit of fun. But we're going to do that. So we're going to do that in a bit. But first, let me just check condition of this one. Curious again. Always check the condition, so I don't get disappointed. Has been used, but it's in excellent condition, in lovely condition, yeah. And of course has been used, which one would expect. Right, so that's it with the disc. Let me get rid of my packaging and don't trip over it. And then we're going to see, I'm going to show you the big unveil, show you what I've got for you here today. So if I come down here with the camera, and then I raise it up a little, I should be able to show you what I've got. Now, you know, my wife, she said to me, she said, Tom, you're going to have to get another camera. I said, oh baby, not just now. So what have we got here? Let me take it out. Oh, it's interesting. It's been wrapped in an old computer box, probably a PS3 or 4. But what have I got here? Well, I've got a PlayStation kit in a bag. PlayStation 1 kit, I should say. So let's have a little look and see what's inside. This is exciting, even though I have to confess I've actually had a look already. But I didn't open anything, I just had a quick look. I'll make sure we're not opening an empty box for you. So here we go, bring the camera around a little here. You can see we've got the strap for the bag, which is great because it means it's complete. So marked up, nope, not marked up. Nevertheless, a useful bit to have, and as you can see these are all well packaged up. So what are we starting with? Shall we start with the cables? Let's see what we've got. Oh lovely, AV original cable. So what we do on these is this is fine, it'll plug in, but to be honest what we like to do on these games is we like to plug them in on either on the AV by popping the the yellow, the white and the red in, or using a SCART. So we probably won't use this one when we test, because it's the aerial socket and it can, it takes ages to bugger around finding the channel, etc, etc. But it's in lovely condition. It's nice and clean. It doesn't look all worn out. It's not knackered. So it's in lovely condition. I rather like that. Power supply. Power supply, lovely condition again, nice and clean. So we're not looking at something that's been hammered and abused. We're looking at a kit that is actually in nice condition. It's kind of been looked after and probably packed away. Again, antenna cable. You see, you look at that and you can see just by looking at the bits of chrome that it's lovely and clean. So again, these things haven't been used, or if used very little, which is quite nice. So what have we got? Memory cards, lovely. So we always need memory cards for especially for the PlayStation 1. 1 meg isn't great, 8 meg, 16 meg, fantastic, but lovely. It's lovely to get, lovely to have, and of course we're going to be using them. So I'm quite pleased about that. And we've got a controller here. So let's see what we got. Look, it looks a green live. Fantastic! Look at it, it's green. We got a green controller, and here we go. So we've got a green controller And here you go. Yeah, have a look at that. It's lovely condition, isn't it? Again, the cables are in great condition. So, oh, I'm chuffed with that. So it's a green plastic see-through controller. That'll be selling on eBay for 60 quid for sure, I hope. And again, the conditions here, if you look at these, it's always important because you can tell, you know, some of them they're covered in dust, and again, you can tell they've been hammered. Where this one, this has been put away. This has been out of sight, packed away, which is wonderful. Right, so I'm going to adjust the light here so that we get a bit more light on our box, on our package, and this is what we're after here. This is the essential piece. So it's been packed up. So I've never seen this now before, so hoping it's not going to fall apart on me. Get rid of that. So it's a slight discoloring, and I'll tell you what I am pleased about. I'm pleased about of what I see here, because this is not an original version, as in the 1994 version. This is one of the upgrades that came out over the following 5 years or so. Now I'll show you what the difference is. If I just grab an old one, bear with me. Right. Right, so what we're going to do is have a little look at the difference here. So the difference, this is the one I just received, and this is the original. This is the original version that came out in 1994, first launched in Japan, America I think the following year, UK 1995 perhaps. But this one had a few little issues, as they all do when they come out. So apparently the laser on this one was started to wear unevenly, which means they were giving problems within a while, and it was to do with the positioning and the arrangement of the motherboard, that the laser was wearing quickly, and I think, if I remember correctly, it used to go off center, which means the games would lag and so on and so forth. But they managed to upgrade, and on the next upgrade they got rid of those AV bits and redone the motherboard and so on. So it was a much solid machine. So if you're buying these and you're spending a little bit of money buying, try to buy the ones without the AV buttons and these extra parallel here. Just get absolute basics. This would be version 2 or version 3 of the PlayStation 1, and much more robust, solid, better gaming experience. So you've been told, okay? So the idea is you learn from that. So what we're going to do now, buttons are working, they don't stick. That's fantastic. So now what I'm going to do, is I'm going to get set up on the bench behind me here, and we're going to see me putting it together, and we'll get a game in and see where we go from there. Okay, see you in a bit. Hi, right, welcome back. I've now got the desk set up a bit better so that we can actually assemble. So here's your machine again. It's a little bit discolored, but it'll take no time to get this cleaned up. And as I said, I love the fact that it's one of the later models rather than the brand new. So I don't anticipate we're going to have much problems with it. So AV, as I said before, I think this is plugged in. Let me just check. Yeah, it's done on a SCART rather than the actual sockets, and rather than the bit of kit, the aerial that came with it, because that's just too much bother when it comes to setting up. So basically, use the SCART or use the AV cables. I'm sure you guys know what all that means, so I'm not going to keep it here all day just explaining that. But here we go. Power supply, standard, pretty standard power supply, and again easy to install. So technically we're up and running already. That's how quick it is. Controller, same controller that came with the package. I'm going to try that and see if it works okay. So plug in on the bottom left, get a memory card in. I'm going to use this nice purple one, and let's get the telly on, see what happens. So it's always a bit, it's always a bit scary because you're never quite sure how things are going to work out. But well, we don't want that. That's TV. So now we're going to look for AV, and AV. There we go. AV.
Less than a minute played since the restart.
Well, start. So in fact we're looking for a start. I'm blocking myself here. There we go. Now, start. There we go. Oh wow, look at those graphics. Interesting, to say the least. Right, memory card is in, CD player. Let me get it going here. Need a CD. So we decided, remember, we're going to play Army Men to check out the game. So just to remind you what it looks like. Army Men, condition, near mint, probably being played, but near mint. So I'm going to look after. There we go, and then it's reset. So let's see what we got. Right, can you guys see it? I'm just making sure that you can see enough of the actual screen. There you go, to get a feel for the game. And I believe you can. Right, Army Men. 3D, wow, that'll be impressive. I think the 3D, oh yeah, loading. Isn't it? Hopefully, if you guys have played the PS1 before. Now you got to remember, we're looking at technology that's 1994. It's 25 years old here. So, loading mission. So I'm using kit that costs peanuts and very collectible. And not only can you use it and play it, but later on it'll probably go up in value. And I'm going to explain that to you in another video, about the merits of buying and which consoles to be buying if you're interested in making a few quid further down the line. So I'm looking at the graphics here, you get a feel for it. So follow this road west, yeah, I got the idea. So here we are, standalone soldier. Let me cycle through. Can I cycle through? Oh, that's the important one, how to fire. And maneuvering, yeah, I just backed into a box and managed to get some grenades. Good lord, tank. Finding out what's going on here. Probably one of my guys, he was in green. Right. Now what I think, if I remember correctly here, I won't be able to. You see, I can't walk off the cliff here, unlike the new games like Call of Duty, etc. You know, you go over a cliff, you go over a cliff. Right, so let's go look for a bridge. Here we go. A little bit of shooting up here. So controls, what I've got is I'm using these direction ones to actually move the guy around. Shoot button is, I think it's the X, and I think I can do a crouch. Yeah, crouch button down here. So yeah, I'm kind of limited in movement. Let me just, oh wow, look, we got someone there already waiting for me. So I think head for a rock. And perhaps, oh, time to do a crouch. Now I can't seem to maneuver here. Yeah, took him out. The controller is wrecked on this one. Having difficulties, so I managed to. Lovely looking controller, but this is all messed up. So I'm going to switch controllers to a backup. I noticed the sound went. Game gets paused the moment you take the controller out. That's interesting. Okay, so I swapped over the controllers. We got a nice fresher red one here, and again see-through, which is quite lovely. Yeah. And this one is working. All the buttons are working. Right, so yeah, so I'm supposed to follow this road, but clearly I'm going to be shot at. Oh dear, oh, I'm dead. That's no way to start your day, is it? Getting shot. So let's try one more time, yeah? I'm going to do a restart. Well, maybe I'll try a few times. And we'll have a little look at the game, and I guess this is going to be up on as a proper gameplay or walkthrough at some point. But for now we're just exploring. I'm just giving you an intro into the quality of the PlayStation 1 and what you're in for if you end up buying one. Right, so let's go. Come on, amigo, let's go. Yeah. Oh, did I get my grenades? Do I need to bother going back? Yeah, let's go get some grenades. I'm getting dizzy here now. I'm wondering what it's like for you, so I'll be curious to see what it looks like, because you're going to be looking at a big screen there. I'm a bit too close, so I'm stepping back. Oops, the wrong side there. That was Call of Duty now, and I've gone all over the cliff and lost one life. So I guess it takes about, oops, we got someone running around. Has he seen me? Yeah, he's seen me. Let's go behind a rock here. So apparently on these you do have to go behind a rock. So we killed each other. What do you say? We try one more time and then we wrap it up. It means you've had your unboxing, you've had your intro into PlayStation 1. I don't want to spoil you, otherwise you're going to be having great expectations on the next video, which I'll be wanting to do in a hurry and go do something else. But here we go. PlayStation 1. Let's go. Last time. Right, so can we get the grenade now? Yeah, the grenades you've got. Right, don't mess around. Head straight for the bridge. And get over there, kill someone. At least kill 2 or 3 before they do you this time. Yeah, this is clumsy as anything. I love it. You see, with a bit of practice, you see how smooth and swift I am here? Yeah. Ah, see, I shot him on the run. Actually, let me get over here. No. Oh, he shot me. Okay, I think you got the idea. So now you got the gist of what PlayStation 1 is all about, and you've seen me unpack. I've explained a little bit about it, and I've even put it all together. So you watched me put the game together. You watched me do a little bit of a demo here. Really bad, by the way. You know, I really need to take a lot of time to practice these games, but I don't. I just get into it and throw myself in, and I don't mind if I look a little silly, which I do, and I'm sure you guys will be able to play them far better than me. But there you go, PlayStation 1. Go and get yourself a PlayStation 1, 40-50 pound on eBay, and go find some games. Now, what I would say, I'll remind you that the games are really collectible, yeah. So they're definitely worth way more than PS2, PS3, even the ones you take the new games, 65, 70 pound for new games or more. I know the trend now is, you know, cloud and downloading and using them directly from the server and so on, but you're not left holding anything, whereas if you buy the actual solid game, it's something you can sell later on. You try and sell something you've downloaded onto Microsoft, and of course that's impossible. So there is no second-hand market, there is no collectible market for those games, but these ones, there is. So if you can, my advice would always be to buy the actual game. I know it takes a bit of time to download and set them up ready for play, but in the long term you've got a game you can sell, and I don't necessarily mean into the shops where you get peanuts for them, but later on, maybe 10 years down the line, they'll be worth something, and 20 years, 30 years, they'll definitely be worth something. So look after your games, but try to buy the real physical version rather than digital. That's my advice, because I collect. I've got thousands of games, and some of them are worth a huge amount of money. So the advice to you is get the physical game. Alright, pleasure doing another unboxing. I hope you enjoyed. If you have the time, just, you know, as I say before, hit the like button. By all means, leave a comment or two, because the comments are great, because they get people talking, which means Google recommend the video a little bit more, and then YouTube recommend the video a little bit more, which means more viewers, more likes, and then we get motivated to do more videos like this. So I think the next one we'll be doing is a PS2, the little flat one, the little slimline, and I might even get time to do that later today. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye bye.